Samsung Galaxy A13 5G through Metro by T-Mobile, and this is Variety's Take. We're gonna be doing unboxing, a quick review, so without any further ado, let's find out. And let's kick off with the pricing, since I know a lot of people they're gonna ask me about the price, and I always recommend to check your local Metro dealer for the latest price for the phone. But the phone, as the time I make the video, it will be available for free if you just start a new number or if you bring your number from a different carrier. Now, if you're an existing customer and you want to upgrade, the phone available for $199, unless if Metro gonna give you more discount. For those people they want to buy the phone unlocked, I'll leave the link in the description box from Amazon, and will cost around $250, and this is the retail price of the phone. And before the unboxing, let's take an overlook on the main specifications. Starting with the display, we will have TFT PLS 90Hz refresh rate display, which is kind of nice because this phone is a mid-tier device with resolution 720 by 1600 and aspect ratio 20:9, and the amount of PPI 270. For the main chipset and the CPU, we have MediaTek 6833 700 5G. This phone supports 700 5G band through Metro and T-Mobile. And the processor is octa-core, and the GPU Mali G57. Later on I will check the performance of the gaming and give you more details information, so stay tuned for this. Now, the phone has 64 GB of internal memory and 4 GB of RAM. Now, there are 3 cameras on the back: 50 megapixel wide, 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth. There is no ultra wide camera. I'm going to explain more and give you more details and samples later on in this video. For the front facing camera, we have 5 megapixel camera, 1080 for the video recording. The battery in this phone seems to me very good, 5000 milliamp. Also, the phone supports fast charging with 15 watt. And now let's get straight to the unboxing, and here is the package. No longer Metro by T-Mobile logo, only Samsung with A13 5G, and some phone information right there, which is specify the model, and it says it uses USB quick charging with the C type. So not much information here, and the box is very tiny. And by the way, I never opened this phone before, so I'm gonna have my first impression live with you guys on the camera. First of all, take it out of the sleeve, and we will see a little envelope right there. It should has some of the user guide and manual. Set this on the side, and you will see only the phone, and there is nothing else. No even a USB cable or a charger. And by the way, this is not the retail unit. You might get the USB with your unit. This is just for the video purposes, but the phone will be the same phone that you're gonna receive from Metro by T-Mobile. Now let me just remove the plastic. And here is the phone. So we have Gorilla Glass. The phone's kind of thick because the 5000 milliamp battery, and the back of the phone is plain, and it has that matte finish, but it seems to me fingerprint it might show. We'll find out more when I play with the phone. And we have the 3 camera setup right there. And the phone reminds me with the Samsung Galaxy A32 kind of, but this has this matte finish right there. Plastic, of course. We have the power key and also dedicated fingerprint within the power key, the volume up down, and also we have a headphone jack and the USB-C and the speaker. Now I'm gonna spend time with the phone, so that way I give you more details and more information about the Galaxy A13. Now, after spending a little while with the A13, let me start my impression with the build construction and the design. From a phone around $250, normally we're not gonna expect any premium build construction like a metal frame or a glass back. So this phone has no exception. The phone has plastic back, as I said. Might be some fingerprints gonna be on the back. Even that has that matte finish, makes it a little bit less than a phone with a glassy finish. Other than that, we have seen this design from Samsung in a lot of phones like 2-3 years ago, like the Samsung Galaxy A20 and the Galaxy A01, etc. There is so many phones Samsung adopting the same design and the build construction. So there's nothing much fancy to talk about, and this is something expected from a phone, I would say mid-range or a budget device. Also good to mention, this phone is not rated for IP, so the phone is not water or dust proof, or is not even water repellent, so make sure to always to keep your phone away from any liquid. The phone also has dedicated fingerprint on the side, and it seems to me working flawless, work fast, and I haven't noticed any problem or a glitch or delay on that fingerprint. So the performance of the fingerprint in this phone is great. Now moving to the display. Despite the fact that the specs of the display is not that great, with 720p on 6.5 inches, in my opinion you need to push a little bit more resolution. Amount of PPI also is not enough with only 270. But in my opinion, using the phone in person, looking to the screen, I was able to watch YouTube content or play video games with no problems. The colors are so vibrant, and the sharpness of the screen is great. The angle of view also is great. So here on the display department, I don't have much complaint. Now also it's good to mention, since we're talking about the display, the refresh rate is 90 Hz in this phone, and this gives the phone smooth performance, especially if you want to play video games or using the phone overall. The performance is very smooth, and you're gonna enjoy using the phone with 90 Hz display, and this is a great addition for a budget or a mid-tier device. Now overall, speaking about the chipset with MediaTek 6833, I was so surprised. The performance was great. Once I start downloading my applications, games, I haven't noticed nagginess or problems or delay. So the phone was so snappy, and I haven't noticed problems, especially if you want to play heavy games. Overall performance is great. 64GB of internal memory, in my opinion, is quite enough to download a lot of games and applications without having issue with the memory of the phone. 4GB of RAM also helps the phone to keep up with a great performance, and I don't have much complaint in this department. The phone has a sealed battery on the back, 5000, which is blessing in my opinion. With a quick charge 15 watts, I know it's not enough since the battery is 5000 milliamp, but at least you charge the phone within hour and 45 minutes from 0% to 100%. For the performance of the battery, you guys gonna expect to use the phone for 2 days. If you are a heavy user, mean you get up to 10 hours screen on time, and this is, in my opinion, something you don't even get with the high-end flagship. So it's a great job from Samsung having a great battery for the A13. Now for the operating system, the phone has Android 11, not the latest at this moment because we have the Android 12. Maybe Samsung, they're gonna work to push that update later on. I'm not quite sure. I might give you some updates if we receive any software update in the future. Also, the phone has the Samsung UI 3.1. This is a Samsung custom Android operating system. It's very clean. It doesn't have a lot of application pre-installed that you don't need. Mainly some Samsung store and some of the Google applications, all the necessary application in the phone. Always gonna give you a great performance, and I don't even have any complaint about the Samsung custom UI. Last but not least, we're going to be talking about the camera. As I said, we have 3 camera, 50 and 2x2. We don't have ultra camera, so you guys not going to expect to get everything out of this camera. This phone will be good for someone who just wants to snap pictures, not looking into details or looking for like a lot of zoom or ultra wide. In my opinion, the camera is basic, and also you're going to miss a lot of features in this camera. For instance, if we go here to more, we're not gonna see that you have a slow motion, no ultra wide. You're gonna have just the basic features or options right there, like food, macro, panorama, and pro. So no slow motion, no other fancy options that normally see in the high-end Samsung phones. Now, generally speaking about the performance, I was sort of happy with the pictures I have taken, especially when I have enough light. But if you don't have enough light, you guys can expect to see some noise in the picture itself. But it was not too terrible, and I will display all these pictures on the screen and you guys can see them and you can judge by yourself. But my opinion was not too good, it was not too great. In addition to this, you'll have the option to get up to 2 optical zoom, which is not bad but is not great. The phone will give you the option to zoom up to 10x, but they will crop the picture and eventually you're gonna get very bad quality pictures. Now, the front-facing camera was not too shabby with 5 megapixel sensor. In my opinion, is just about okay, but is not too fancy. So you guys are not gonna expect much from the phone camera in general in the Samsung Galaxy A13. Now, generally speaking, the Samsung Galaxy A13 is not a bad device, especially if you take in consideration that Metro offered the new customers, just by signing and buying a new device, this phone as a free phone. This phone, in my opinion, is such a bargain deal from Metro, especially that we're talking about great display performance, 90 Hz refresh rate, and a great software performance. Processor is decent, you get to play and download all your games and apps with no problems. Battery is absolutely great performance, and the phone's gonna last you for a longer time. I mean, the camera is not the best thing on the phone, but I can't complain eventually with the price of the phone. That was very much it for that video. I wish you guys enjoyed. Find this video helpful. If it did, you can give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more here on Variety Tech. We'll talk to you in the next video.